Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name's Chris, and today I'm going to take you through this brand new building that's behind me because I am not happy about the way it was installed. Okay, so first thing I want to do is apologize for any wind noise that's going to be on this video. I'm sorry if it's in there. It's a very windy, cold day here today. So let's talk about this brand new building. We are going to walk all the way around it. I'm going to show you lots of issues with the way the building was installed, but I want to mention a couple things here quick. The first one is, one of the reasons that stuff like this upsets me so much is it takes a lot of money to get a building like this put up. You know, the foundation, the concrete, the building itself. It takes a lot of money and a long time to save up money to do something like this. So that's why I'm so irritated about it. The other thing is, at this time, I am not going to say the company that installed this. I have spoken with them and am giving them an opportunity to see what can be done to rectify these issues. So in a future video, I will probably tell you who it is, but I will say it's a pretty big company that installs these up and down a lot of the East Coast. So they've been doing it a long time, and you'd hope by this point that there would be crews that care about their work. The crew that installed this one, we had a delay on the start of the building, and I was fine with it. They came a day later than they were supposed to. Everybody let me know what was going on, no problem. But they ended up coming late on a Friday after 4 o'clock. They were here for a little while, sort of set some stuff up, and it got dark. They came back the following day, Saturday, and worked for, probably close to 11 hours. It was dark when they left. So we expected them back, bright and early Sunday morning to finish. And nobody came. They went on, nobody came. And I said, okay, well, maybe they're just trying to be polite because it's Sunday and they don't want to bother us. No problem. So finally, about 4 o'clock, the crew showed back up and started working on the building. And it was 7 or 7:30 or so when they finally pulled out of here. It was dark. They got done. They quick cleaned up what they could see and left. Nobody came to get me and say, do you want to inspect the building before we leave? Do you have any questions? Nope. They were just out of here. So that was another thing that kind of upset me about it. So let's go ahead and we'll start taking a walk around, and I'm going to show you some of the issues with the building. Okay, I had to stop this video and my wife came out. We had to discuss something. Right here, I don't know how well you guys can see it, there's paint smeared all over the place. This was one of the worst scratches that we had. Apparently somebody came while we weren't looking and tried to touch up some of these. We walked around the building and some of them have been touched up in a really horrible manner. I will insert a picture of what this looked like before. So, you might say, oh, well, they tried to touch it up. Well, I don't know how much it comes on video. It's a smeary, sloppy mess that you can tell is a different color. I'm more unhappy that somebody came to do that than leaving it alone and let me touch it up neatly by hand. There's a lot more of these all over the place, but I will take you around and show you one of the other ones that they missed. Well, there's a bunch of them that they didn't touch up, which is kind of frustrating in itself, but I'm glad, I guess, that they didn't go around and start smearing paint all over the place in such a messy manner. You got to remember, this is a lot of money sitting here, but here's one for you. A whole bunch of swirls, and that's basically what the other one looked like, except it was vertical. But there's stuff like this all over the place, and then there's some big long scratches on some of the ribs, and some of that may be just from improper handling of the metal. And it's a metal building. I understand there's going to be little scratches on it, not a big deal. But if you get stuff that's well over a foot long, you know, that's unacceptable to me. All right, so let's talk on this side of the building again. So this entry door was not supposed to be there. It was supposed to be over roughly where the window is. So they started putting the frame up of this building and they put the door in the wrong spot. The crew leader realized the mistake. He called me over and he said, you know, they accidentally put it there instead of there. Do I want it moved? He'll move it. And I considered the options and I opted to let them just leave it where it was, because it meant sort of hacking steel apart and piecemealing things together. So I approved that. I'm not upset about that. However, what that did was it messed up the window configuration. That window was supposed to be on that side over there, with the door being over here. So I said, all right, we'll move the window over and evenly space the 3 windows on this wall. And I don't know if you're going to be able to tell or not, but they are not evenly spaced. There is a much bigger gap from there to the corner than there is from there to the door. So they couldn't even handle that correctly. And what that has done now on the inside is, we had planned on putting a wall to separate the back from the front of the building. Well, that window now is basically the center of that window, or somewhere there, is right where the wall needed to go. So now that messed that up. So we're gonna have to come up with a different solution. I do not want them coming back and taking metal off and redoing things and putting more holes in the steel frame, and like, I don't want to get into it. We're ready to move into this building and I want some of the things, you know, taken care of, but I don't want the whole thing tore back apart. So now we're stuck, you know, living with that. So here's the back side of the building. Just to kind of show you, we're going to walk over here and show you some of the other issues. I'm sure there's something up there, more scratches. I don't remember where all of them are. We had over 20 pictures of issues. So the next issue I want to show you is this. Do you guys see that? The corner trim doesn't even come all the way down. It's 2 inches too short. There's no reason for that. I mean, you know, again, you might be saying, oh, it's not a big deal, but you know, if you look here too, can you see this? There's 1, 2, 3 screws holding it, and there are no screws holding it from there all the way down, and it doesn't even go down far enough. It's just shoddy workmanship. Actually, there's 4 screws. There's one way up there in the shade that I didn't see. But anyway, they didn't even bother to screw that down. It doesn't even make to the bottom. So we'll keep walking around here. I'm trying not to trip, but I'm trying to just show you the side of the building. See what you can see here. We're going to walk to this front corner and show you another issue with the corner trim. So, can you guys see here? Might be kind of hard to see on camera. The siding steel isn't even covered by the corner trim, and as you come up it becomes like barely covered, but you can't push this back anymore. Basically what I think happened is this piece is cut too short, and you know, this isn't very long, but like I said, that's on the front. It's tight. You can see here it's tight up against the building, so it cannot be pushed back anymore. So something was done out of whack there. Either the front wall has a bow in it, or the siding was cut too short. So another little issue there. So here on the front side, this is what it looks like. Let's talk about these walk-in doors again. These doors were not installed by them. They are ones that we purchased separately. I did not like the doors that they offered. So, you know, again, there's 3-man doors on this building, and all the company did that installed the building was do a frame out for us to come in and install these doors. Every single one of the frame outs had an issue, whether they were out of square, They were all different sizes. None of them were exactly the size that they were supposed to be. So that was fun. Kind of, you had to install each door like you were starting all over again. And you can kind of see here some of the spray foam kind of coming through. We're gonna have to figure out some sort of trim to touch that up, and then it gets tight there. And then up over here, you can see spray foam coming through. That is because this particular opening is not square. So it was a huge task to get these stupid doors installed because, again, the frame outs were not square and not the correct size. And then we have the garage doors. There's this big door here and the one that we walked past on the side of the building over there. You guys can just see it there. So neither one of these doors open very well at all. That one back there is the worst, but you have to really pull on it to get it to go up, and same thing to come down. I don't know what the issue is. We have another garage that has one of these roll-up doors. It goes up and down beautiful. Doesn't take hardly any effort to push it up. A little effort to pull it down, obviously, because it's kind of spring-loaded, but it you know, up and down sort of flows easily, if you will. Neither one of these do. I don't know what's the matter with them, but I don't know if they're installed a little out of square or something, and that's kind of but they almost seem to bind a little bit on the way up and down. They will work, you can open and close them, but not very well. And another issue that we have here, these can lock from either out here. They have this latch that you can lock, one on each side of the door. And we'll go in and I'll show you the inside of the building. There are latches that are down on the ground level. Those are the ones that are currently locked now. So you kind of have two options, except, I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see this. I'm gonna do my best to explain. You cannot use this latch because it hits the door jamb. There you go, I think you can just see it there. There is a hole cut out in the door jamb for this to slide over. There's two of these on each door, and none of them line up with the hole in the jamb that you can actually use them. They're all, I don't know whether these are installed wrong or the jamb is installed wrong, I don't know. But you can't use any of those, and you can see that the door is all the way down. But the door would have to drop down like at least 2 more inches, 2.5 more inches to use these. So those latches on both the doors are useless. So let's go in here. I'll show you the inside of the building. I will try to talk a little bit quieter because it does echo. Echo. So here you can see, here's the latches, the interior latches on the bottom. I like those are nice, but here is the hole in the jamb. So you can see the hole in the jamb is there, and the latch is way the heck up here, so it slides like right up here. So I don't know what in the world happened there, but again, you can't use those. A couple issues on the inside of the building here. We did get the insulation in the roof there, but if you come back here, if you look and see where the edge of these ridge braces are, and then you look at these two here, these are way off center compared to the other ones. I don't know if you can really see that there or not, a good angle or not, but yeah, these two here need to be moved over that way. And why? Like, why couldn't we install those two correctly? I don't understand. These things are just boggling me, you know, but it's completely frustrating. But, you know, again, installing the doors and things being out of whack. I did put a level on these two side walls in a couple spots, and they are not plumb. The bottom, on this particular side, the bottom sort of would need a swing out to make that wall exactly plumb. So overall, you know, quite disappointed in the craftsmanship workmanship, whatever you want to say, with the building. And I have worked with this company before with no issue, but yeah, so very disappointed. But wanted you guys to kind of see the inside of the building here. We have a 10-foot sidewall, and then I think it goes up 3 feet to the peak. So I think we've got about 13 feet to the peak here. All steel construction here, and it would have been a nice building, and it still can be. We just got to do some work to it. So, but this building will have multiple uses. We'll get into that in a different video. But it is shorter than the main shop down there, because this is not meant to be a main shop building. So what I've also found with this building is that these are big anchors that go down into the concrete, and a bunch of them are not even tight. Yeah. Too difficult, I guess, to tighten those down. So coming back outside here, I wanted to show you guys this. I still need to take the form boards off, but you can see there's a space here with the concrete. Yeah, not too thrilled about that either. So what happened was I called when we were doing the forms. I wanted to know what size pad we needed to have exactly for this building. And they wouldn't answer my question directly, but they sent me like kind of like a blueprint of the building, and it showed that the pad was 4 inches wider than the building is what they wanted. So that's what we did, and I don't quite understand why, but maybe there's some technical reason, I don't know. But now I have this goofy lip that I have to deal with here. You can see there's it's not silicone, it was a different product I bought. It's clear there. I did that yesterday to kind of help seal it up. So we're gonna have to kind of deal with this for a while. We might be able to have somebody come and like bend some flashing to kind of go up underneath and come down and around. But again, that's just another silly, annoying thing that I didn't want to have to deal with here. So all right guys, that pretty much finishes up the video here. Kind of gives you a walk around of the building and all the issues we have. I'm really not happy. I think we can get a lot of these things resolved. I don't know why I should have to babysit people and make sure people do their job. I'm paying a lot of money to have something done. And yes, on a construction project, there's always issues, and you hope that the people will resolve them. It is part of life, but some of the things that I showed you here today are just stupid. I mean, it's just, if somebody had just sort of walked around like that short piece of trim, like somebody knew the moment they put that on there and started screwing it down that it wasn't long enough, but they just went ahead with it anyway. Whatever, no big deal, not my building, I guess. And those are the things that kind of really irritate me, is you could clearly see that there was an issue when you did it, and you did it anyway. So I will post an update to this, I don't know, catastrophe, whatever you want to call it, in the future, to let you guys know how the issues were resolved, if I'm happy about the resolution, and at that time I will let you know what the company was that I purchased this from. So if you want to hear that information, you're going to want to hit the subscribe button for me, please. The bell icon will notify you when I post a video, so you won't miss that upcoming video. And I would appreciate it if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up on your way out the door. I will use all the support I can get. Thanks everybody for watching. Question, comments down below. Sure hope to see y'all in the next video. Okay.